I know you're going to be shocked to hear me say this because I'm an uneducated white trash person, but we actually really need an outstanding university system in our country. It's really, really critical to have a good institution, higher education institution in the country. We haven't had one in quite some time. There are some gems in there, though, and hopefully we can turn things around. Joining me now, Nicholas Giordano, higher education fellow at Campus Reform and a college professor, and Emily Sturge. She's a campus reform reporter. She's also a student at the University of Florida. Nicholas, professor, let's begin with you. The university system in the country has always been a little left. That's not exactly new, but it wasn't always this bad. So what happened?
No, it wasn't always this bad. When I went to college, I had Marxist professors, but they actually supported the idea of education. They encouraged debate and dialogue, and they loved having me in their class to get into it because college used to be about seeking out the truth, having this open discourse for intellectual inquiry. Yet over the last 20 years, it's turned more into an indoctrination camp. If you go to these four-year university campuses, you're pushed with left-wing propaganda, and it's designed to build out the next generation of activists as opposed to educating the student body. We have, the stats at Campus Reform that we pump out where 37% of graduating seniors can read, write, and do math at the college level. Only 1/3 of college graduates can actually think critically. And employers have had enough. They've begun to move away from four-year degree requirements because they're not happy with the employees, the recent college graduates that they're getting.
Emily, you are in the belly of the beast. Granted, Florida is not Berkeley, but you're in the belly of the beast. How much of an outsider are you now on campus? We all hear the horror stories about the token conservative who's corralled into a group of 10 people while everyone throws toilet paper at them. What's it like for you?
I can attest to this. I can attest to being silenced in the classroom while I face professors who are attempting to indoctrinate me with their leftist agenda. And I don't buy it. I stay true to my values, and I do receive backlash from my peers. Being a conservative on a college campus is essentially putting a target on your back, whether you're outspoken like myself or, for people that maybe aren't as outspoken. Even if you raise your hand in the classroom and talk about conservative ideas in the classroom, you are putting that target on your back, which is why college students are so excited to see, specifically conservative college students are excited to see a presidential administration that is making us proud to be conservative on a college campus. We have a presidential administration in office that is restoring values of meritocracy, that is rooting DEI out of the federal government, that is restoring women's sports teams. All of these initiatives are things that are really resonating with young conservative students and making us proud to voice our beliefs on our college campuses once again.
Professor, it's very obvious that the culture has shifted away, at least for the time being. Everything kind of comes and goes. It's shifted away from this kooky cultural Marxist garbage that we've been dealing with. Are you seeing any kind of that kind of shift on college campus among your dirty commie colleagues, or are they just still as entrenched now as they've always been?
Well, one of the things that I find interesting is when we talk about values like a meritocracy, like upholding the Constitution of the United States, to me, I find it amazing how these are now labeled as conservative values, where just, 20 years ago, these were American values. It wasn't right or left. It's amazing how far the left has gone. And as far as my college goes, we have a little bit of normalcy. I teach at a community college, and what that does is our student body is reflective of real America. It's not the four-year university bubble. So the professors are a little bit more in line. They obviously lean to the left. It's academia, but it's more reflective of what real America is like. The real problem stems on the four-year university campus, where you have everyone that conforms to this groupthink mentality. And if you don't think like them, you're ostracized. Whether you're a faculty member or you're a student, you're targeted. And that's the problem. There's no respect for dissenting viewpoints. They have no tolerance, even though they preach about this phony idea of inclusion.
Emily, you're not just a student there. You're obviously a reporter for the wonderful Campus Reform. So you talk to people, you ask questions. Do you get the sense, the poll numbers look great. It looks like young people, young women, young men, it looks like they are waking up a bit. I don't think they're all, Winston Churchill at this point in time, but they are waking up a bit. Are you seeing that at the University of Florida?
Absolutely. I'm talking to members of Generation Z every single day, whether that's my friends, my peers, people on my college campus, or even people on social media. I have a good sense of what's going on America's college campuses. And even the Wall Street Journal has reported that there's been upticks in conservative membership at organizations across the country, at universities like Boston University, and even at my own university, I've seen this uptick in excitement about joining conservative clubs on campus. We've also seen social media trends of Gen Zers wearing their MAGA hats, flying their American flags. It's very clear that college students are excited to welcome this administration back into office. And even in things like the tech sector, we've seen young people excited about conservative values. We've seen Elon Musk's Doge, 18 to 24-year-old engineers excited to help the federal government root out waste, fraud, and abuse. So it seems like in so many sectors, so many areas of this country, young people are experiencing this revival in conservative values.
Yeah, it's nice. We're even getting the nerds now. This is awesome. Professor, endowments. Let's talk about the money, because it seems to be without end. Like you mentioned, corporations are moving away from the degree requirement because they're getting a bunch of morons who have college degrees. But the University of Harvard doesn't have to, the $100 billion. They just have unlimited amounts of money that it doesn't matter if the tuition gets too much. It doesn't matter. They appear to be untouchable with these endowments. How do we even begin to tackle that?
Well, you tax them. That's one way you could do it. But when we actually, college is a business, and you have to get students in the classroom and fill seats in order for the business to succeed. When I started at Campus Reform, the very first article I wrote is how there is a reckoning coming to the higher education system. You have parents and students that have lost faith in the higher education system. Only 1/3 have confidence in it. You have the employers that have walked away, and you have the donor class that has pulled their funding after they saw the pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist protests that were engulfing college campuses. And so colleges have to make a decision. They either have to reform and get back to the core principle of education and actually produce students that are going to graduate and can contribute to our society, that are going to exercise good citizenry, that understand the concepts of hard work and merit, or they're going to continue to push a far left agenda that people don't want, that people have overwhelmingly rejected, including professors on the left who have actually been targeted by the DEI mobs. And they're going to stay with the ideological indoctrination camps, and they're going to go out of business, okay? And we're going to see a lot of colleges close their doors in the next 5 years. And then you have the demographic that's changing. There are less students, so it's going to be a more competitive environment to fill those seats at college campuses. So if they don't get back to the roots of education, many of them are going to have to shut their doors, and endowments can only keep you in business for so long.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of failure, Emily, you want to talk about the University of Florida's football team, or no?
I'll pass.
All right. Both of you, I appreciate you very much. Come back soon. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.